Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. So, on the last Let's Play, we caught up with Blythe and the Rabbit Girl, and was going like, "Hey, I want my money back," and she was like, "Well, you didn't help us find the Rabbit Girl, so no money for you." But Cynthia's like, "Hey, you girls shouldn't be on the street. Come with us to the hip." So she did, and Murdoch went to go check out where Delilah is, and then the rest of us went to the hip. Me and the rat guy drank a little bit, and he was talking about how, like, you know, that time in January something, 1905, and now we're going to check on Cynthia. Let's reset base and begin. My vision slants just a bit as I climb up, since I'm in that stage where I'm just a bit giddy, but not exactly tipsy. When I get to her door, I knock on it with the back of my knuckles, just 3 raps. One moment. I hear giggles on the other side of the door as it opens with a squeak. Took you long enough. She lowers her voice. Get in. I move in, and Cynthia shuts the door quickly. Boy, this is a nice room. Like an actual nice room. Like, it is kind of weird that Sam's room is just like, it looks very bare, but this is like, wow. This is really nice. There's giggles again. I see the bunny girl sitting on Cynthia's bed, but she's buried almost up to her neck in pillows. Lucy's here, painting her nails, an Easter egg blue, while Cynthia gets back to putting curlers in the girl's ears. The hell are you doing to the child? Oh no, he's gonna tell, is he? No, Lucy, he's not gonna tell. She just needed a hot bath, and a little bit of love is all, Mr. Ayers. You don't find none, do you, Miss Bjork? The who is Lucy? Someone else? The rabbit, who looks more pale than girl now, looks like her soul is already sent to heaven. Nah, I don't mind. Okay, so Lucy is someone else. Now look at her at that pretty little smile. That smile would turn winter season. It would. She's got spring shine dimples. I don't have time for this. Where's the other one? The door to Cynthia's ladies' room opens. I see Wetter, cleaning looking Blythe, still wearing the expression as mean as it was. I told you, I'm not giving you the coin. You think I'm stupid enough to expect you would? You look pretty stupid, still, from where I'm standing, so yeah. I'll come back later. Miss Lucy, the bottle. You keep that, little sister. It's much better color on you. She slips out the door. You're the one who knows the tunnels, right? Sure do. Sure as hell, not going back until we catch the bastard. What if he was going back through him? What if there comes a point where we don't have a choice? I swear I can read. Like hell, anybody has to do anything. We'd like to have a plan, Miss Washington. Why don't you listen to what Mr. Ayers has to say? 'Cause you're the one who's helping us, Miss Sowie? Not him. I'm asking you to listen to him right now. You want respect. You step up when you have responsibility over others. How does that figure? 'Cause you know something that might save the lives if we need it. If we don't, then that's fan-damn-tastic. But I don't intend to let any of us die in this shithole if I can have it any other way. You hear me? Hard not to with a mouth that big. If I have to take her back into that godforsaken hole again, it'll cost you dear. Then name the price. Wait, her? Why would the rabbit go back? Another double eagle. Another? I don't want to go back there, Blythe. He's poor Melissa. Don't you worry. Cynthia takes my wrist and leads me to the corner of the room, lowering her voice. I was gonna offer to pitch in, but I don't have that kind of money, Sam. You think I do? You're the one who told her to name her price. There's another fellow in the group who knows the tunnel's sum. He could get us to the lake. Does he have a boat? Don't know. Oh, is this about escaping? That's like a weird thing. I was just like, well, the National Guard's here and things aren't currently on fire, so I guess we could hunker down here, right? But yeah, it just seems kind of weird. It's like, okay, so there's weird things in the mines, nuts, not including the murder that could be in the tunnels notwithstanding. So let's go through the mines to escape town. No. Is there really... then is that really an option? If that is an option, there might be some other way to pay her. There is? Jim's friends are exceedingly wealthy. I don't have the impression that they'd like to die. I'll come back if I can get the money, but if I can't, we'll figure something else out. She turns around, facing the girls. Right. Miss Harris is gonna see about getting you that money. You really think he can? Huh? We'll just have to see. Until then, why don't you help me with these curlers while her fur is wet? Yes, ma'am. I slip out again, closing the door as quickly and quietly as I can. My paws slip into my pockets as I walk in the direction of where Jim's friends are staying, but as I'm walking towards the door, I have to stop. It's opening. Jim and Reuben slip out, looking sour. He's inconsolable. He doesn't want to be here. Hell, I don't even. Room service is here. Oh. Hello once again, Mr. Harris. Howdy. I'll be back very soon after a quick trip to the privy. The cat walks past me with a walk that's very telling about the state of his bladder. Jim puts his paws in his pockets as well. Are you here to tell us something? It's a hallway, Miss Sterling. Folks walk here. A pastoral activity. But really, what do you want? Here it goes. Your friend had the right idea about service. I'm not remotely in the mood, nor feeling charitable with you. Sounds like your friends are arguing for a distraction, though. If they are, then it won't be any of my business. What I need now is time to myself. If they do make use of you, then just make it quick. I'd like an opportunity to relax inside my room tonight. He takes off hastily. He's right about the quick part, mostly because I'm still expecting Murdoch. I don't think I'll have enough time to approach both of them. Maybe Neil, since he isn't the one pissing? Judging by what the other said, the dog is the most irritable in the group. Sometimes irritable men are the easiest to please, because they need relief most. I really hope that situation's with him. Ooh, fancy! The dog in his room is sitting on the bed, legs spread, with his bachelor party clothes. You again? I step a little closer, letting the moonlight catch me. They said you're in the mood again. Excuse me? They're your friends. They know you better than me. The dog scoffs. Moods are for boys who don't get the Christmas presents they prefer. I'm an acting senator in the middle of a fucking death trap. Hey, senators, fuck around, especially these days. I walk a little closer, watching to see if he'll let me. Mind if I sit with you on the bed? He looks me over, slowly. You sound like you want to get paid. I chuckle, just a bit, showing just one tooth. I try to make it obvious enough. He jerks his head to the free space behind him. Sit. I slip off my footwear, then bend my knees, slipping onto the opposite side of the bed with him, hearing the airy crunch of the clean, white mattress. Crunch? You don't want a crunchy mattress. I get closer to his pillow. I smell a slight, oily, slightly sweet scent that canines have, mixing with the clean, woody scent of grooming ointment on the sheets. What if I told you I know ways out of this death trap if we can't make it the train? He looks me over, face still stern, then slowly lifts a paw. He brings the back of his palm to my whiskers, my fur down, smoothing it to his liking. The mint on his breath, and he's still sharp and clean, with the clean smell of that ointment, and the chemicals that linger there brush off on me. I'm listening. His palm moves to the bottom of my chin, then around the curve of my neck. I'll need quite a bit of money to do it. He squeezed my throat, not hard enough to hurt. You sound like you intend to earn it. I just kind of want to quickly take a look at, Double Eagle in 1905. I'll just put that on the side. That was $20? Well, we'll think about that. You sound like you intend to earn it. Do you like this? He squeezes just a bit harder. It's firm. It still doesn't hurt. I like the strength of your grip. Good boy. He's a good boy. He loosened some. How much? I can feel his entire attention on what must be the furrows of my brow. One double eagle. Suddenly, the intensity is gone. His shoulders sag. His eyes droop. He looks at me like I'm an actor who's just said the wrong line. Well, that's not really all that much. I'm not sure how to parse that. It's more than a little bit to me. Now, he looks just unimpressed. Very well. He stands up sighing. Off the bed and on your knees. Let's see you low. It occurs to me that he tends to just star right now. So, I get into position. I slip off the bed again, bend my knees a bit, then crouch on the floor, spread my legs to distribute my weight of my knees. He fumbles with his waist, and it doesn't take long to hear the metallic unclasping the buckle. I'm just going to do that just in case. Let's just do this without the furls. I hear the soft tug of fabric on his fur as he moves off in his tuxedo. Good thing I did that, because now there's a willy. He slips off his pants, letting his OWO and the WO swing freely between his legs as he strides over to me. In spite of the fact that he took at least an hour to freshen up, the citrus can't hide that he's been walking all day in the desert heat. Nor the fact that he's had his way with my OWO in these pants the night before. Was he wearing pants? The sooner I have a clear head, the better. He places a big paw behind my head. It'll be quick if you OWO the thing first. Use your OWO. I don't have to lean in, since his hand does that work for me. I'm just checking over there. The crispy citrus keeps mixing with the OWO and sweat and dog. That's good. I can hear his tongue loll. Obey. It ain't like I'm not obeying. But sass isn't what makes this man OWO with the blood that pumps between OWO. My OWO are long, slow, pressing. He shudders when he feels me on his OWO. I get the feeling that the man like him wouldn't dare let himself whimper in front of a whore. Men like him like their OWO licked when the OWO is getting attention makes them OWO. But he hasn't ordered me to. The problem with men who tell you to obey is that half of the time they could want you to resist. The other half of the time they'll throw a tantrum, then their OWO will go softer than a pretzel dough. I don't intend to find out which man he is, as that would OWO with the money. But he's not complaining. And when I feel him getting OWO, I feel the first OWO. I figure I made the right direction. OWO. No ambiguity there. For dog, He's a very clean taste, even if his woo is very woo. Woo. I'm going to appreciate his brevity, but as I grow woo between my legs of the taste of him, I let these woo push forward. The paw still in my head barely has to move with the way I'm wooing woo, rewarded with woo tongue. He hasn't told me to woo, and I stare back at him as a woo gaze looks down, not to my own gaze, but to the woo in my woo. Maybe he wonders how I can stand it. Maybe he wonders how I can make him, take him to the woo without a woo for a few seconds, and then give him just enough to woo and have him feel my struggle. He woo, and holds himself again. My paw, woo, quickly. I press myself woo. Face stickier? Cheeks sweatier. And woo. He lets out a gasp, saying one last time before woo from his tongue. Wear me? He says wear me. The word surprised me. I feel him woo. Ah, that's what he meant. Woo face. I sit there, panting, face wooing with nails woo, as woo. But I feel his hand on my chin. He turns my face in one direction, then the other. Very good. He walks over to the closet and plucks a towel from the basket. He tosses it to me. Shame, we can't have you walking around like that. I wipe as much of it off as I can with the towel. I could wash and use product to get some of the smell off me, but it never completely comes off for days. The dog is, wiping himself with a rag, rubbing ointment into his woo, but he's watching me as he does it. Do you need to finish? Huh? He's still staring at me. It takes me a moment to understand what he means by my woo. No, I don't have to. Woo on the floor. From his tone, I can tell that's not a request. I undo my buttons on my trousers just to fish out while still wearing my clothes. I'm already very hot and very sticky, so it won't take long. I'm the one wooing now, as my woo. It's hard to separate the scent of the dog's woo and woo from my. That's not how you spell nose. On my nose, the sharp smell of my own growing woos. A familiar surge of woo runs through my body, and my woo onto the floorboards. A woo after woo of masculine woo, completely unmistakable in the woo of another man. He walks over quietly. I feel his big hand on the back of my head, and he pushes me down onto the floorboards. You can tell me the truth. I can feel my heart beating. That's not necessarily true. Do you like it? He pushes me down closer. The smell is so familiar, so entirely inescapable. At that point, even if I went to lie, I would woo with the money. Yes, I do. Very good boy. Look, clean this up. I think about all the others. I think about getting them out, so I woo. I clean. And I'm grateful it's still warm. I can't entirely tell if it's shame or pride I feel when I feel myself woo again as a woo. But what's important is that the senator's impressed. Got your clothes back on? He's got his clothes back on. He plucks out a gold coin from his pocket and puts it in my palm, rather than on the floor. You really are an excellent sport. Thank you for cleaning my head. It's my job, sir. He looks at the coin, unamused. Don't patronize me. I need a way out as much as you do. Money in disaster is so worthless, I might as well replace my coins with rocks. Though I do have to wonder, what would you be willing to do for real money once you're out of this mess? For the first time, I think I seem excited. And I don't really know how I feel about that right now. I can't say for sure, sir. Most people can't until they discover their boundaries. He pushes something in my paw. It's some of his cleaning ointment. You probably need this. It could be a kind gesture, but it's probably because he doesn't want anybody to smell him on me. At least not explicitly. That's part of the thrill for some of them. Right. Thank you. He offers me a hand. I stare at it like I'm dumb, or stare at it like I'm dumb. What? Handshake. Oh. I step in a little, grasping his paw, and he grasps my back. It's certainly a sturdy handshake. They already know the strength of his grip. He pulls me closer, pats me on the back, as if he and I were entirely different men from the ones we were 5 seconds ago, and then pats me on the back. I'll be here until you need me again. Right. Once I'm presentable enough to go, I close the door behind me as softly as I can. Once I freshen myself up from the service, I find myself wandering downstairs towards the bar. Office hunched in the corner, nurses himself on what looks like a hot cup of tea. That sounds great. Jim is on the opposite side of the room, in the waiting lounge, eyes closed and arms sprawled in the light of the window, his feet propped up on the ottoman. I check the clock again. Damn it, it's been an hour. Oh, good, you're finished. Jim is rubbing the bridge of his nose. I hope you know you're pacing very loudly. I need to go. The doorbell jingles, and I see the batwing door swivel. Time to be damned. Yay, Murdoch's back. Hyena. Murdoch stands in the frame, frazzled and sweating. A wave of relief washes over me. You're back. She's not at the house. As he speaks, he's winded. Sound like he's talking to everybody who will listen. I didn't find her. I hear Ralph stand. He ambles over to us, balancing against the wall with one paw. When and where's the last place you saw her? It was last night. She showed up after the fight. He speaks, as if just remembering Jim was in the room and listening. I should have known there was something wrong when I didn't see her at the wedding. There's so many things to do. And she's so easy to miss. How about you shut the fuck up, Jim? Was not the time. If it wouldn't be petty, Ralph, I'd be talking about your sobriety right now. There's some venom in those words. But none of you notice that she does it on purpose? That one revels in blending in with the air. We're not asking for a character analysis, you musky fuck. We're trying to figure out where she is. Murdoch slides against the wall, staring out at nothing. For the first time, I can tell he's about to burst into tears if things go on like this for any much longer. Murdoch. I put my paws on his shoulders so I can make him look at me. Why did you go to the house in the first place? Because that's where she would go. The house is where she'd go to be safe. Is that really where she'd go, Murdoch? He doesn't answer. Maybe the school? Hey, keep with me. You know her best, right? He nods, going limp in my hands. Now is the house where she would go? Or the house where you would go. He squeezes his eyes shut, and there's a tear. It's where I would go. So she'd never be there in disaster, would she? No. So, what's the most important thing to her if she thought there was going to be trouble? Science? Family. He opens his eyes and clears his throat. She's at the school. I let him go, then look at Ralph. You think that's true? It wouldn't surprise me. The observatory is her life's achievement. I wouldn't doubt she's protective. It's not safer to be here alone, or there alone. It might be safer than here. This time is when Jin interjects. Nobody decides to interrupt him. The elevation is one of the higher points in town, and the building is isolated on 1,000 square yards of property. Not to mention, there are bars on the doors and windows. There are bars on the doors and windows? It's common on schools. Children make for easy hostages. Parents like to make sure they're secure. More like, it keeps kids from running out. Again, with the drama. Sorry, reading yawns. I mean, I like this, but I do have reading yawns when reading. Not everybody grows up in a posh boarding school, Jimmy. Some schools more than others feel like a prison. Sounds to me like other excuse to be uneducated. Both of them had about a dozen years more schooling than me, so I don't much want to hear them argue about this. Excuse me. I nearly jump when I feel a tug on my sleeve. Everybody stops talking at once, now that we see a rabbit girl out of her room. What are you doing out here? She glances around the room without moving her head. It seems like she's gonna give up on saying anything at all, but she opens her mouth again. I know I probably shouldn't be out and about for long, but I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about Miss Washington's attitude. She strikes me as someone who knows how to speak for herself, Miss Bjork. And yes, I suppose that's true. But just know she's very protective of me. And she's very protective of herself, and rightly so. We're too used to nobody helping. Neighbors, they're supposed to help because it's the right and good thing to do. The people out here, they don't do that. Well, most of them, I mean. We're too used to that. Now, you listen here. I exhale, then I crouch to meet my eyes with her. You're friends. She has a right to be mad at me, or your friend. I told her I would help her when I should have known I had other obligations. I got her that money. Wait, I got her that money? I got her that money? All of a sudden she's like, eh. She seizes up a bit. Oh, that money. You mean you have to go back into the tunnel? Maybe. We don't have to. Miss Stars, I can't... Well, maybe you don't have to. But you can feel it coming, can't you? Like a whistle in the air decides how slow your heart is allowed to beat. She looks around at everyone's faces. She does have big ears to hear that. Everyone here can feel it coming, right? I can't go back to those tunnels again. Her tears, there's tears in her eyes now. I exhale again. Then I scratch the back of my head. But what if you could, with the big group protecting you? She opens her mouth again to say something. She's whispering. She heard a voice like voices of doves, cooing all together. They sounded kind and full of loves in the pleasant weather. She then grips my paw with a much smaller paw. Come by, was still their cry. Then her mouth closes. Let me tell you a secret. She wipes her eyes with a free paw. I don't much get excited for secrets no more. I nod slowly, then try and think. I'm scared of those tunnels too. But every time I walk through them, I think about them just a little bit less. If I have to walk through them one more time, I ain't ever gonna do it again. Now, wouldn't that be grand? She nods. Then she whispers again. To cheer on one on in tedious way. To fetch one if one goes astray. I stand up and she lets go of my paw. That help any, miss? Yeah, I think so. Good. I'll go back up to Miss Suey's room then. That's a good girl. Give me a few, and till I'll be right up. Alrighty, sir. I see her walk through the stairs. Then she stops, looking toward the long hallway below them. Mr. R's, where does that hallway go? That's an interesting thing, or just body's fully at you, but the face is turned profile? That's just the laundry room and an office. Oh, I don't know why, but I don't like how it smells. I'm not sure what to say about that. It doesn't seem like she has much more to add, so she ascends the staircase. That's interesting. But we're gonna boop that there, and wow, so for the longest time we're going all the way back to 2023 when I started this game. About 2 years ago. Minus a couple of months. So let's see. Double eagle. I mean, it's the inflation calculator. Was it $20 eagle with $20 like $20? How much was a double eagle in 1905? $20. Okay. And this inflation calculator doesn't go all the way back all the way. So let's just say 20. That'd be $656. Okay, that's not a lot of money. I say that, but you know, I do make some money. I mean, how else do you think I, buy all these commissions and stuff like that? Because stuff and things. You know. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, comment, guys, I like comment, simply like, dislike. Oop, that's something else. Tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out areas to help grow animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. And until next time, another Let's Play, me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So thanks and see you.